The circle was complete, the air thick with the stench of sulfur and the weight of forbidden power. They had done it, summoned a demon, a being of pure malice, its form writhing with shadows and flame. Its voice was a guttural growl, its eyes like molten pits of hatred. They pointed to you, their voices trembling with a twisted mix of vengeance and triumph, and commanded it to destroy you. But as the demon turned its gaze, something changed. The room grew colder, the candles snuffed out one by one, and the demon's snarl faltered. When they spoke your name, its eyes widened, its monstrous form recoiling as if struck by an unseen force. For the first time in its existence, the demon felt fear, raw, primal fear. They gaze upon their creation, awestruck, drunk on newfound power. Their trembling fingers point toward you, their voices strained but arrogant. You are their target, a sacrifice to their hatred, a victim destined for agony. The demon's eyes glow brighter, molten pools of malice. It flexes monstrous claws, savoring the imminent slaughter. Fear crackles in the air, but it isn't theirs. They have summoned a nightmare, and nightmares hunger for pain. Your enemies smile, certain victory already burning behind their eyes. The demon steps forward, flames licking greedily at the air. The floor trembles beneath its weight. Terror should grip you, yet something feels strangely off. Your heartbeat remains steady, calm amidst chaos. The demon snarls, guttural and menacing, ready to fulfill its violent purpose. But the moment stretches unnaturally. The demon hesitates, a flicker of uncertainty crossing its monstrous face. Your enemies falter, sensing the sudden shift. They glance anxiously at each other, confusion clouding their smug expressions. In that hesitation, a strange truth surfaces. You are not just the prey, not merely a victim chosen for sacrifice. The demon pauses, uncertain for the first time in its brutal existence. Shadows around it flicker nervously. This beast, feared in every legend, a creature whose presence guarantees death, stands suddenly unsure, wary of something unseen. Something about you chills even the darkness. Your enemy's confidence falters, arrogance wavering. They sense the subtle shift in power but cannot yet comprehend its cause. Their smiles fade, replaced by anxious glances. Silence returns, heavy and tense. The demon, now uncertain, waits, sensing a danger greater than itself lurking nearby. A danger embodied in a name yet unspoken. The summoners break the silence. Your name spills from their lips, harsh and commanding. They wield it like a weapon, certain of victory. But something shifts instantly. The demon recoils violently as though struck. Its flames sputter, shadows shrink back. Eyes once blazing with hatred widen, suddenly fearful, suddenly small. Silence grips the room. Even your enemies pause, confusion freezing their triumphant sneers. The demon takes a staggering step backward, claws trembling. It stares at you, horror etched deep in its monstrous features. Fear, a primal, raw fear, radiates from the creature that moments ago embodied terror itself. Your name hangs in the air, echoing softly, impossibly powerful. Your enemies whisper it again, desperate, trying to regain control. But each repetition deepens the demon's panic. It shakes its head, snarling weakly. Flames flicker and die, plunging the room into a deeper gloom. The circle of power cracks beneath the demon's feet, ancient runes failing. Your enemies shout, frantic commands spilling desperately into the void. Yet the demon ignores them, fixated only on you. It sees beyond your human form, recognizing something ancient, something legendary. A whispered truth dawns upon them all. You are the nightmare even demons fear. Sweat beads your enemies' brows, their arrogance melting into terror. They summoned a weapon, instead they unleashed panic. Their greatest strength dissolves into helplessness. The demon, creature of darkness and destruction, cowers before your silent strength, paralyzed by your mere existence. The realization hits them brutally. Your name isn't a command, it's a warning. They understand now, too late, the magnitude of their mistake. The demon shrinks back further, desperate to escape your presence. Fear has turned predator into prey. Your enemies watch helplessly, stunned by the power your name alone commands. Inside the demon's mind, terror reigns. Memories ignite, blinding, ruthless. Your name echoes through its consciousness, legendary, chilling, forbidden. Tales whispered in shadowy realms flood back violently. You are their monster. You haunt their nightmares. It recalls the abyss, black and eternal, where whispers speak your deeds in hushed dread. Stories of battles won without struggle, unseen victories against powers older than time. Your mere existence unsettles ancient evils, disturbs plans centuries in the making. The demon remembers dark lords trembling, afraid to cross your path. It has mocked such legends, confident in its invincibility, but confronted now with truth, arrogance shatters. It sees you clearly, a human figure standing calmly amid supernatural chaos. Yet beneath that human exterior hides a power so immense even darkness retreats. The demon's flames die completely, leaving it cold, exposed. It's never felt vulnerable before, never known such dread. The demon knows only violence, yet violence seems meaningless against you. Fear grips the creature deeper, crippling its will. Legends race through its thoughts, stories of your protection unknowingly shielding entire communities, driving away entities far mightier than itself. It understands now. Attacking you means certain annihilation. Your enemies' voices grow desperate, angry. They shout commands, urging violence, but their words fade uselessly, overwhelmed by the demon's growing panic. Its monstrous form shrinks further, shadows dissolving. It looks desperately for escape, willing to endure punishment rather than face you. Legends of your power had once seemed absurd. Now they are vividly, painfully real. The demon recoils, abandoning its purpose, driven by the single overpowering instinct to survive. Your name alone, whispered fearfully in the darkness, has defeated it. The demon knows your legend is true, your strength undeniable. It must flee or perish. Your enemies stare in disbelief. Their triumph dissolves into dread. Voices rise in panic, shouting urgent commands. They demand violence, demand bloodshed, insist on destruction. But their cries go unanswered, fading into silence. The demon stands frozen, unwilling, unable to obey. Fear radiates from its monstrous form, palpable and contagious. The summoner's confidence fractures. They realize the creature they've summoned, an embodiment of terror, is itself terrified. They exchange frantic looks, eyes wide, breath coming faster. Certainty gives way to desperate confusion. They scream louder, plead louder, threaten louder. Nothing works. The demon refuses, locked in its own nightmare, paralyzed by the mere mention of your name. Slowly, a chilling truth settles upon them. Their strongest weapon has become worthless, their power a cruel illusion. They had summoned darkness to destroy you, certain of your destruction, certain of their dominance. Now they witness their arrogance unravel spectacularly. The monster they controlled, that they believed would grant them ultimate revenge, shrinks before you in primal terror. They never anticipated this scenario, never imagined your silent strength could dismantle their careful planning with ease. Panic consumes them entirely. Ancient symbols etched painstakingly into the floor crack and crumble, power unraveling visibly around them. They desperately try to repair the damage, chanting hurriedly, hands shaking violently. Yet their efforts fail, words meaningless, rituals useless. The demon's retreat fractures the bindings irreparably, releasing energies they can no longer control. They become painfully aware of their vulnerability. Arrogance drains from their faces, replaced by helpless dread. Their gazes dart anxiously, seeking escape, realizing their mistake far too late. The roles reversed swiftly, violently. They are no longer hunters. They've become prey, trapped by their own actions. Terror grips their hearts, icy and suffocating. You remain calm, unmoved, watching as realization devastates their confidence. You haven't spoken, haven't moved aggressively, yet your presence dominates the room utterly. The summoners recoil further, backing away instinctively, as though distance might shield them from the force you've unknowingly unleashed. They summoned darkness to extinguish your life, yet darkness fears you more than them. This brutal irony leaves them shattered, paralyzed by the harsh truth. Their fate rests entirely in your hands. Their defeat is absolute, undeniable. Your quiet strength has stripped them bare, leaving nothing but fearful desperation in the place of their former arrogance. The demon breaks free, panic overwhelming ancient magic. It tears violently through the weakening circle. Flames sputter and vanish. Shadows explode into chaos, scattering wildly. Your enemies cry out helplessly, commands dissolving unheard into darkness. The demon no longer cares about punishment. It fears only you. It flees swiftly, desperately, claws tearing through reality. The room trembles, walls crack, air rushes violently inward. An icy wind extinguishes candles, plunging everyone into cold darkness. The demon leaves nothing but emptiness, a void where evil had stood. Your enemies stand frozen, stripped of protection. Their ultimate weapon gone, they stare blankly at the empty space. Fear overwhelms anger, leaving only shock and disbelief. The demon, embodiment of terror, has abandoned them completely. Your name alone forced its retreat. Echoes of its departure linger, ghostly whispers fading into eerie silence. Their final hope disappears into the abyss, leaving dread in its place. Your enemies feel exposed, vulnerable, trapped by their arrogance. Summoning a demon was their greatest triumph, its escape their ultimate humiliation. They watch helplessly as shadows dissolve. No power remains, no threat to wield against you. The summoners tremble, senses sharpened by raw terror. Every sound amplifies their anxiety, every creak, every breath magnifies their fear. They summoned destruction, now facing the consequences head-on. Reality crashes down mercilessly. Their strength drained, their protection shattered, leaving nothing but terrified souls. They had hoped to destroy you, yet destroyed only themselves. Your silent presence dominates the void left by the fleeing demon. The summoners sense their fate sealed, trapped by the very terror they unleashed. Their breath quickens. They wait helplessly, knowing the real nightmare is about to arrive. Not the demon, but you. And now, let us take a brief moment to honor the chosen among us. Here's to the ones who see the world differently. The silent guardians, the watchful souls, always awake, always vigilant. They don't fit the mold and they wouldn't have it any other way. While others walk familiar paths, they forge their own, fighting unseen battles, illuminating the shadows. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. But if you feel it, deep within, you'll know this is meant for you. No masks, no pretense, just truth. The Obsidian Inner Order is here, a place where kindred spirits gather to share wisdom, to connect, to transform. Over 450 strong, united not by conformity but by purpose. If you're ready, you know where to find us. The link is in the description. If not, that's perfectly fine. Because we're always here, watching over, making a difference in ways unseen. Here's to those who walk their own path, not for recognition but because it's who they are. Here's to you. Thank you. You step forward, calm amidst chaos, footsteps measured, deliberate. The room grows silent, tension thickening rapidly. Your presence alone dominates. Quiet, commanding, absolute. Eyes turned toward you, terrified, uncertain. You remain unfazed, unaffected by the darkness surrounding you. Your enemies recoil instinctively, shrinking away. Confidence drains from their faces, replaced by dread. Your calm terrifies them far more than the demon ever did. You speak no threats, offer no violence. Yet the air crackles with your power, heavy and undeniable. You stand quietly, waiting, forcing them to confront their actions. Your silence speaks louder than words ever could. They flinch at your gaze, guilt consuming their defiance. They sought to end you, now they fear your judgment. Each heartbeat echoes loudly. Every breath becomes labored, fearful. Your enemies wait anxiously, trembling, exposed. Their bravado disappears completely, replaced by a crushing awareness. They have crossed someone far more powerful than they imagined. Your calm shatters their confidence. Your mere existence dismantles their courage. They understand the legends clearly. Your quiet strength is the true danger. You remain still, yet your power ripples visibly through the shadows, commanding absolute respect. Their minds race, desperately calculating escape, but none exists. Your arrival is the consequence they feared most. No demon compares to your presence. They summoned evil to defeat you, but it fled before your strength. You stand here now, effortlessly victorious without lifting a finger. The summoners feel trapped, paralyzed by uncertainty. Your quiet strength terrifies them beyond words. They finally realize their greatest mistake, underestimating the power hidden within you. Your calm, your silence. This is what legends fear. This is true power. Your power has always been invisible, subtle, silent, pervasive. You felt it, though never understood. Shadows retreat wherever you pass. Unseen threats vanish before they surface. Your life seems charmed, danger avoided effortlessly, harm always diverted. Friends joke about your luck, you smile quietly, unaware it is something far greater. Nightmares rarely disturb your sleep. Darkness never reaches you. Evil senses something deeply unsettling in your presence. Malevolent beings instinctively avoid you, creating safe spaces you never intended. Your home, workplace, favorite cafe. Places silently protected simply by your frequent visits. Nothing supernatural dares approach. You never noticed these patterns before, dismissing oddities as coincidence. Yet behind reality's veil, your presence radiates like a warning beacon. Evil knows your name, your quiet courage echoing through supernatural realms. Without conscious effort, you shield countless innocents from harm. Sometimes you sense it. Moments of unexplained peace, sudden warmth replacing dread. You catch glimpses of shadows retreating hastily, hear whispers fading abruptly as you approach. Your intuition is sharper than most. Instincts guide you away from unseen dangers. You rationalize it away. Unaware, these instincts shape legends. Your influence stretches further than you imagine. Innocent decisions, tiny acts of courage ripple invisibly outward. The supernatural world feels each choice acutely. Simple acts of compassion disrupt sinister plots. Small kindness is magnified dramatically, disturbing darkness deeply. Dreams reveal your hidden guardianship, visions of places you've never seen, yet protected unknowingly. You awake confused but calm, dismissing it easily. Yet these dreams mirror reality. Your subconscious knows your power, even if your waking mind denies it. Those close to you thrive in safety, shielded unknowingly by your presence. Family and friends remain unharmed through events you dismiss as mere luck. But supernatural forces understand clearly. Harm anyone connected to you and consequences follow swiftly, silently, devastatingly. Enemies sense this invisible protection. They see proof in the demon's fearful retreat. They finally understand. Your guardianship needs no acknowledgement. Evil cannot harm what your silent strength protects. In shadows, your legend grows. Your very name deters darkness, banishes threats. No summoning or ritual matches your quiet, natural defense. You guard unknowingly, power radiating effortlessly. You remain unaware of your strength, but evil recognizes it instinctively, respecting boundaries never drawn, fearing consequences never spoken. This invisible guardianship defines your life, ordinary in your eyes, extraordinary to darkness. Your silent influence is absolute. Evil flees because you exist. It started quietly, almost unnoticed. One ordinary night turned extraordinary. Darkness crept closer than ever before, shadows deeper, colder. You felt the shift instantly. Primal instincts ignited, adrenaline surged. You moved without thinking, driven by something powerful, hidden within. You faced something unnatural, shadows alive, reaching hungrily toward innocent lives. Fear never touched you. Action came swiftly, decisively. Without hesitation, you stepped forward, confronting evil head-on. No training, no weapons, just your presence, your will. The darkness recoiled violently, defeated by your courage alone. You brushed off the event easily, calling it coincidence, a trick of light. But in supernatural realms, your actions echoed loudly. Beings of darkness whispered fearfully, stunned by your effortless victory. Legends grew rapidly from that single confrontation. Your name became synonymous with defeat, whispered urgently as a warning to evil. Demons shared the story secretly, terrified by what you had done. They exaggerated your strength, your intentions, your abilities, transforming you into a legend far greater than reality. Yet truth remained simple. You acted on instinct, courage pure and unstoppable. From that moment, your reputation expanded silently. Darkness avoided you aggressively, terrified of confrontation. Evil recognized instantly what you never did. Your quiet power was unmatched. You became the nightmare haunting supernatural nightmares, feared by creatures who feared nothing else. Your first confrontation shaped your destiny. It forged an invisible protection around you, born from primal strength and courage. Evil sensed something unbreakable, unbeatable within you. It withdrew instantly, leaving you confused yet unharmed, unaware of the legend you'd sparked. That ordinary night transformed into something far greater. Your life became extraordinary, shaped forever by silent strength. Darkness learned your name, whispered fearfully forever after, because you unknowingly conquered evil itself. Small decisions carry immense weight. A kind word, a brave step forward, ordinary acts, extraordinary impacts. You underestimate their power, dismissing them easily. Yet in hidden realms, these gestures echo loudly, violently disrupting evil intentions. One compassionate choice prevented a tragedy you never knew was coming. A casual encouragement inspired courage, thwarting darkness silently lurking nearby. Your simple kindness, invisible to you, devastates supernatural plots. Evil entities curse your interference, driven to desperation by your effortless goodness. Everyday bravery is magnified profoundly in realms unseen. A protective instinct, a moment of selflessness, ripples outward endlessly. Darkness feels each action sharply, its schemes collapsing with every ordinary heroism you display. Your unconscious morality devastates evil, leaving powerful entities scrambling, terrified by your unpredictable influence. Supernatural realms obsess over your smallest acts. They analyze your decisions, desperate to understand your patterns. Evil hopes to predict your actions, yet you remain beautifully unpredictable, unaware that your normalcy creates chaos for darkness. Beings of malevolence whisper your name bitterly, frustrated by your effortless disruptions. They avoid areas touched by your goodness, abandoning plans carefully laid over centuries. Your unintentional interference cripples their dark ambitions. forcing evil into constant retreat. You remain unaware, living normally, quietly powerful, yet every step you take reshapes supernatural realities. Your morality unknowingly defends innocence, destroys darkness effortlessly. Evil learns painfully. Your smallest actions possess monumental consequences. You underestimate your significance, but supernatural forces understand perfectly. They tremble before your daily kindness, your casual bravery. Darkness retreats instinctively, knowing your power comes not from aggression, but from effortless humanity. Your ordinary decisions shatter their extraordinary schemes, revealing your true strength. Your enemies feel hunted. Paranoia grips them relentlessly. Shadows now hold threats, every sound signaling danger. They had summoned evil to destroy you, but evil itself ran from your presence. The realization leaves them terrified, isolated, vulnerable. Sleep eludes them. Dreams filled with your calm presence, silently watching, judging. They wake sweating, panic-ridden, convinced you're nearby. Anxiety intensifies daily. They question every shadow, every whisper. Their confidence shattered, courage non-existent. They constantly scan surroundings, sensing unseen eyes. Once powerful summoners reduced to frightened prey. Their arrogance has turned to desperation, trapped by their own sinister actions. The demon's retreat haunts them endlessly. Fear replaces reason, clarity destroyed by constant dread. They obsess over your legend, replaying the demon's terrified retreat. They whisper your name compulsively, testing its power, trying to understand their defeat. Your calm frightens them deeply, imagination running wild with potential revenge scenarios. Your silence becomes unbearable. Paranoia grows aggressively, unraveling their sanity piece by piece. Each step outside feels like exposure, vulnerability increasing with every breath. They look over shoulders constantly, afraid you'll appear suddenly, decisively. Your legend amplifies their terror, distorting reality completely. Their minds fabricate enemies everywhere, shadows transforming into threats. Conversations sound like whispered plots. They isolate themselves, trusting no one. Relationships collapse swiftly, consumed by relentless anxiety. They become prisoners of their own fear, trapped, helpless, broken. Your legend does the work effortlessly, no direct confrontation needed. Evil flees before you, human enemies crumble similarly. Their mental prison constructed entirely by your silent, powerful existence. They summoned darkness, intended harm, yet inflicted ultimate damage upon themselves. Guilt eats away at them slowly, mercilessly. They understand clearly. You never intended revenge. Your quiet strength required no violence, no threats. Their fear, self-generated, proves more devastating than any deliberate punishment. Their own minds become torturous prisons, inescapable and relentless. They realize bitterly the depth of their error. Summoning a demon was their greatest mistake, not because of supernatural consequences, but because it awakened your legend fully. Fear transforms them into helpless prey, hunted endlessly by paranoia. Their suffering becomes your unintended legacy, your silent power magnified cruelly by their minds. They summoned a weapon but created their own torment instead. The hunters now hunted, succumb fully to dread, trapped forever by the terror of your name.